What is up, YouTube?
Hi.
Giving on to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ first and foremost.
Always.
My name is Marcus.
I'm Christian.
And this is Marriage for Dummies Reacts. And today we doing the video. This is going to be called Charlie Kirk Hates Black People. Go down, like, subscribe, and we love you. Let's check it out. Yeah. Put some clips. Come on. Y'all know how we do it.
Why is it okay for the left and corporations to specifically discriminate against white men?
It shouldn't be okay. It's evil and it's wrong, but let me tell you why it passes. We're talking about two different forms of the definition of racism. They believe only white people can be racist and black people cannot be racist. Any sort of wrong that you put towards white people is actually for a greater good of correcting a past injustice.
Wow.
This has got to stop. This is a very, very big problem. Why is it okay? It's okay because it's perfectly fine, according to the eyes of the media and government bureaucrats, to do that. And I think we need to stand up against it. That is racism, and it's wrong, and it's bigotry, and it's evil, and it's immoral.
Yeah. It's really wild.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, only white people now cannot say anything, but anyone else can.
Yeah.
Like, it's really wild. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember. Hey, there was a point in time, man, that I felt the same way. But as I was talking to my wife this morning, I was realizing all of that I was saying, it won't make my life no better.
Yeah.
It won't make my life no better. And also, all of these things that are getting put in a place that mirrors communism, of taking what someone else has, or taking someone's position and getting a lower the score so that we can get more of these types of color people into this particular situation. You know what I'm saying, with jobs and DEI, different things like that. It's wild, man.
It is.
It's a wild way to look at things, instead of just being like, look, first off, when did we stop embracing, when as a country did we stop embracing a guy who had to get it out of the mud, or who had circumstances that weren't as good as everybody else's, but they made it from that, and then they made it to, you know what I'm saying, they succeeded.
Yeah.
When did we stop looking at that guy as the guy, and start pacifying the people who say, you know what, I'm owed something in this world because my situation is different than someone else's. Yeah, it's crazy. It ain't a color thing. It ain't a color thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
purpose thing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to? That's with any race anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, so this is the American dream as Americans.
Yeah.
Like, not blacks and whites and Hispanics. Like, no, like, you can get it, and that's what America is beautiful for, is that you do the proper things, you apply the right discipline, you start working towards something, you can get it, and you can make it here in America. And that's what Charlie Kirk stood for, is being an American. Like, that's what it is, you know? I'm
losing the word. What is the commandment where you covetous. I think I think the way that things are, I think people, mostly black people, take a look at, because I was one of them. I was one of the people who looked at things like this. I was covetous of what other people had. So I see other people, and since white people are the majority of, you know what I'm saying, of America,
of success,
I just say of America, like they're more, so there's going to be more successful white people. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Because there are more people, so you look at that. I
just recently realized, because of how much things are pushed, and because of where I'm from, there are quite a lot of black people, in my opinion, like that, from where we're at, like where we live, there's quite a few. So because of my scope of things, I'm thinking that there's a bunch of black people. Like, I thought at least 50-50 whites and blacks, you know, but then come to find out that there's only 13% of black Americans. What? That's crazy to me. Like, it's so mind-boggling. So just finding that out, it's wild to think about it, like that. How am I just now realizing that? You know what I'm saying? That's really crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get back into it.
Be very covetous about things like that, and looking at finding a reason why I can give an explanation as to why I didn't get up off my butt and get it on my own. I had to blame somebody else for it. So I definitely understand the perspective
but
of it.
As even someone who had the same thinking process as you, babe, of what it comes down to is just not taking accountability for where you are not putting in enough, where you are not even trying because you feel like something's being taken away from you. And I can understand that. Like, I even used to sympathize with that. Like, wow, I get that. Like, and that's where a lot of people's hearts are with this, that are on the left, is that they're thinking that they're being sympathetic, and so that is tricking them into not seeing the truth. And the truth is that no, really, they could just work even harder to get out of whatever situation that they're in, or get out of it, move away. You know, it's wild.
Clip 2.
Can you be racist against Asians?
Yes.
Can you be racist against white people?
I believe that you can have prejudice against white people, but in the way that this country was built, and the way that this country has been founded, and the way that there are many laws that have taken place from
So let me
other
give you an
countries.
example.
Yes.
If a group of black individuals, which happens unfortunately so often, say, we want to go beat up whitey, and they go beat up a white person, was that a racist thing that they did?
I would have to ask for further context, but yes. We don't talk about the history and the impact of long-term racism in this country against minorities.
Can I just press pause?
Yes.
That's all we've talked about the last 5 years.
Yes.
I mean, but hear me out. 1619 Project. We have entire black dedicated channels on Pluto and Hulu and Netflix. We have reoriented the entire national dialogue towards, we had the President of the United States, Joe Biden, take a knee for Black Lives Matter, to have racial reconciliation seminars, to have non-stop race obsession. So I think we've talked about it thoroughly and properly.
So do you think that black people in this country have equal opportunity and are treated equally as white
Absolutely.
people?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to say this. All right. The devil, if you listen to the devil make you think you gotta have it all. I mean, it's at the very beginning of the Bible. So they're not gonna stop until they believe that, and I don't even believe they'll reconcile with it. What if every single person on planet Earth quit being racist, and you knew you had it, and it was down packed, and everybody knew? Would they then accept that racism is gone? It could never be gone. It's sin. Sin could never leave.
Well, you used to be.
Yeah. So it would never.
Well, you used to be racist.
Yeah, it's always an excuse.
People can't change. People can't grow, and that is the issue. Is that if you can't accept growth in someone else, how are you going to accept it within yourself? You're not going to grow if you can't accept that other people can. You know, how can you? It doesn't work that way. That's why the devil wants to keep you trapped in that. And wants to keep you from being able to see that, oh, maybe we did as Americans at one time overly majority were racist, right? But then we grew. But then we realized, oh, you know what? Wow, we could actually give it a chance and see what happens. And then all these years later, we're still paying for it. Even the ones that like generations and generations of not having anything to do with it. What? How does that seem any sort of fair?
Because
like, it's not their fault.
Because you can't cater to anyone following the devil. Like you said with the LGBTQ community changing. They like, not only do I want to walk around like I want to walk around, I want you to accept that I'm this. You need to tell me that it's okay for me to be like this, and you need to give into my reality, and the devil will keep taking. So at some point, I'm glad the Conservative Party stopped and was like, hold on, you keep taking, but it's not helping, because it's your mindset. It's how you're teaching your kids. It's where you're not having fathers in the home. It's time. Now it's time to start understanding that we're doing our part on this side, but every time that we do something, you're just taking.
Yeah.
And you're not reciprocating to America. You're not reciprocating. So.
And something that me and my husband, we always say, I don't know if y'all remember this child book, but if you give a moose a muffin.
Yeah.
And this is what started all of this mess, is first giving women's rights, and then it just growing and growing into more and more things where if you look back in time, the closer that we were to Christ, the closer that we were to having proper family structures, children being raised by both mom and dads. That's how they had it correct. And then as we kept going, we started letting more and more people have their little things of change, or little things of giving them like
more and more, giving up more and more of the Bible, giving up more and more of the word.
Like, you know what? I'll let it slide. I'll let this slide.
Head canon. Going against what God said to appease humans.
Because you know what? I sympathize with it. I can. So the more and more that we do that, the slippery the slope gets. And that's why, as conservatives, we're waking up. We're like, whoa, wait a minute. We were just letting y'all have the choice, and the we're giving y'all the choice, but y'all aren't making the right choices. So now we have to step up how much that we're speaking the truth, so that we can try to get more of y'all back on track. Because even then, we're not forcing y'all to do it, because that's what happened with me and my husband. We were going down a slippery slope, and then finally we start realizing the truth, and then we're like, wait a minute, we can actually turn back around and start fixing these things in our life, of walking back what we were taught and learned.
I don't think that white conservatives would ever mention black people if they didn't say something about how white people are the problem. For their community being the way that it is. I'm
100%.
like, bro, everything everything was based off of them taking whatever the devil offered. Whatever the devil offered the black community, they took it. Whatever things that the biblically what it says that you should not engage in, the black community took that and said, we're gonna make this culture. Hey, look, I'm from it. So, and I know, and I've been in it. I even created music for it. I even, you know what I'm saying? I knew, you know what I'm saying?
Because genuinely, like, one of the saddest things that breaks my heart, because I'm a mom now and I have a son, and I think about the Chicago kids over there, and like, truly though, who's making them do that? Are white people making them do that? No, like, I don't understand like how that is somehow, and I get that the argument of, well, it's from oppression over time and this and that. Look, it starts off that way. But then at some point in your life, it becomes your decision. That's why it is so beautiful of a story when someone makes it out of Chicago in that same area and they make it out. If one person did it, all of you can. That's the whole thing, is that what we're trying to make people understand is that it is possible to simply change what is going on in your life. You really can, and we know that because we did it too. We too were lost, and we started changing our lives and understanding that it starts with me and my accountability.
I'll say I'll tell y'all about this later on, but it was a revelation from God that the first thing, before he even taught me that he was the biblical God, before I even recognized God as the biblical God, the first thing God taught me was conservatism was correct, and that being liberalism was incorrect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my wife. The first thing that he taught me. That was the first thing when I was getting revelation from God. That was the first thing before he even, and then
that slavery wasn't an excuse. I remember him saying that, and I'm looking at him like, you're crazy, babe. I can't believe you're saying
that's
this.
A little more controversial. I don't want to go too far into it. We'll do that on live one time, and I'll talk to you about it. But it was one of the first things I was taught.
That was wild. But let's get back into it. What other videos you got, baby?
And if you actually want to disprove that America's a racist country, here's how you could do it. Ask any person, a person of color or not, when they say America's a racist country, and say, well, are your interactions with people of an opposite race generally positive or generally negative? And their answer will always be generally positive. Always. I mean, if you ask a black person, Like when you interact with white people, whether it be at Uber or a restaurant or anywhere, is it generally positive or generally negative? Or are they, waving a Confederate flag every time you walk in to Pizza Hut? And they'll say, well, no, it's generally positive. Like, okay, of course there's outliers of racism. I mean, it's totally true. I mean, like racism is a sin, okay? But abolishing sin will never happen. Like abolishing racism completely, like abolishing murder or abolishing theft. It's utopianism, and it's impossible. And by the way, we have vastly stunted out racism in this country to such a large extent, we have to fake hate crimes to try to prove that there's racism in this country. That's how good of a job we've done.
That's so real.
And do you know, and that's another thing, do you know why people
Shout out to this creator, by the way. That's so cool. I like that.
Yeah. Do you know why people fake hate crimes? Is because they genuinely believe that the lie is for the greater good. Yeah. They believe they're so brainwashed by the fact that they're like, I believe that this is going on all the time. So if I do this and create this little lie, it's okay. And that's why Jesus Christ is king and important in your life, because I used to do the same thing. Here and there I would I would add little lies and little reasons, you know what I'm saying, because I believe I'm on the correct side of things. So this lie and pretending like it happens to me too, you know what I'm saying, that it wouldn't be wrong. So I can recognize it in other blacks that when they say something like this thing happened to me or that thing happened to me, or they say no, it hasn't happened to me, but I've been around somebody that it's happened to, that somebody that told me a story, like, but they're not aware enough to realize that I'm lying. Maybe this person's lying. I lie about this all the time to try to make this, to keep this narrative going, because I believe in this narrative. I believe that this is the this lie that they've created about America. I believe in it, in that. So me lying for the right side that I believe I'm on, you know what I'm saying? And it's
helping the cause.
Yeah, it's from the lack of Christ.
And that's the whole thing, is that, but if it's based off of a lie, and you're just adding lies to it,
I didn't
how is that helping? You know what I mean? So I understand that.
Yeah, I never.
But I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can understand that, because even as ladies, like y'all, even as ladies, we add some sauce to stories, or we add little things here and there to make it a better story or something like that. You know what I mean? Like but until you understand that lying at all is not helpful, you know what I mean? It doesn't help anything. Then that's the whole point, you know? It's wild.
All right, okay, here's the next one. Yeah, I got a few of them, y'all. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, drive the point home.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for loving the content and hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
All right.
What's different between white people? This is so important.
I can't break down the helix strand, but
Give me one thing that white people and black people have different biologically.
Don't change the question of this. Like DNA-wise, we are different.
No, we're not. That's a lie. It has been disproven. Front page of National Geographic 6 months ago. Racism created by society. If you look at DNA independently in a science laboratory, they cannot distinguish between a black person or a white person if they look at just the DNA, because the only difference is the melanin. It has been disproven. Race is a social construct that I want to break out of.
Woo! Yeah. I love how passionate he is about it.
He to the, because that was a lie. You just gonna say that live on, just say it, and then they want to tell us that when a racist distinguish himself from when somebody who hate blacks distinguish themselves from a black, wait, hold on, our DNA ain't the same. We're two different things. We are supreme.
You wouldn't want to be any similar. You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying? He's over here arguing with a black person that's saying that they're different. He getting angry at the fact that they would even imply such a thing. That's a racist to you? Yeah. Come on, man. That's a racist.
That's so real.
Yeah, bro.
I love that.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
What is racism?
What is racism? Ooh, that's a very complicated question.
But no, it's not.
I mean, there's a simple answer, and then there's the highly theoretical answer.
Hey, whenever somebody say complicated, it's not a God. God is straight to the point. God is not a God of confusion. So things that are straight, the truth is straight to the point. Yeah. They just put emotionalism in there, and they use that's of the devil. Like that, the things need to be straight to the point. honest to truth is a straight line. It ain't all of this extra stuff that they say. That's whenever somebody say that, it's complicated. It is not complicated. You just want to be in your emotions and not tell the truth.
I love that.
That's how I feel about it.
The simple answer will actually be because we have like different skin colors, that he's treated a different way than me. He has like a different upbringing than me.
No, but what is racism in practice?
It's discrimination.
Based on the color of the skin.
Based on the color of the skin, yeah.
Got it, thank you. So isn't it racist then to penalize white people to come into college or to get jobs based on the color of their skin?
Well, no.
Wouldn't that be racist? So you're arguing for a very racist policy, which is that we should actively discriminate against people based on the color of their skin, which is affirmative action in DEI in practice.
I just disagree with the premise that you can do like anti-white racism because
Wait, can you be racist against white people?
No, bro, I'm a cracker, bro. What the No, you can't be racist towards white. Bro, there's some of the crackers here, bro. There's your clip, bro. There's your clip.
That is the furthest extension of hyper race obsession. So you could choose one or the other. You can be race obsessed or merit obsessed. We as conservatives decide to be merit obsessed, to build a country based on how hard you work and what you're able to deliver.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the American dream. Like that's what we stand for. Yeah. You know, like that is what is so beautiful about the country that we built, is that no matter what race or anywhere you're from, is that if you work hard enough and you work towards a goal, you could get it. You can make it, you know, and that's what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. It's, man, I always, people are going to say it's crazy, but like, I remember how stupid I felt when I thought about how I used to think white people didn't like us. But then if you look at like Michael Jordan, he look, when you get to that level, you're colorless to the black community, because you can only listen. They're only separate colors when it comes to the black community, and it's like a very subset of white people which are racist. That's it. It's a very small amount, but most all black people are racist. Yeah, because even if a black man goes and he does what he does, he realizes
I already
that,
know what you're gonna say.
Oh wow, there's this culture is more submissive than the culture I come from. So and they don't submit. Also, when I was
over there with them white people.
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
He's whitewashed. Now he ain't. Yeah.
I don't ever see interviewers that are interviewing ball players that marry white women in a different way. Like they don't treat the guy like he. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the black community, that's the first question. Why you marrying a white woman? You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I just I felt so stupid to realize, and also when creating this page, when we started doing country music, and we was an interracial, interracial couple. Like since we were an interracial couple, we started doing country music. I was like, bro, I don't know if that's good for us, because one of the first songs that we reacted to was a Jason Aldean song, so I was new to, and then. We barely have any African Americans as people that are fans of this channel, and it's mostly, you know what I'm saying, white people. Do you like that? That made me really like.
But that's what is such a huge conception. Like, think about this. Misconception. Sorry. And this is years and years of being Christians and doing stuff like that. But these are things that are so rooted from being raised this way, of this kind of understanding where even something as simple as that. So it takes time to work it backward or to walk it back of what you were taught. But it does start with understanding that, it's up to me and what I decide to do with my life, because that's all you really can control, you know? And once you start doing that, you start looking around and you're like, oh, it really doesn't matter, does it? Oh, wow, they actually really aren't racist. They really don't care. They're actually really proud of me for getting up and picking myself up by my bootstraps and getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild. It really is.
Yeah. Let me see here. All right, now that you saw that, this is how liberals come to the conclusion that someone is a racist, okay? Pay attention, okay? Or that they hate blacks, or that they are all the things that they say about Charlie, okay?
You, I hate you. Yeah. Would you like to have a substantive conversation, or?
A substitute?
Yeah.
A substitute? No, man.
No,
I just think you're
fucking asshole.
Would you like to have a conversation?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like you. I think you spread hate. I think you spread bigotry. I think you piss a lot of people off because you're just an awful person. I don't think you really want to debate because you're just here to piss people off and energize your crowd of racists.
What have I ever said that's racist?
Oh, what?
Can you name one thing?
I'm Hispanic. Can I support Charlie?
Can you name
Does that mean anything?
Can you name a second thing I've ever said that's racist?
Anything?
I think you're just trying to play a game, and I think this is obviously going to be used.
What have I ever said that's
I just want to
hateful?
hate you. You're awful. Get off my campus.
When have I ever said anything that's hateful? Have a nice day. He can't say anything I've ever said that's racist because I've never said anything that's racist. That is the American left in one picture, everybody. Lots of rage.
Yeah. Did you see?
Yeah.
There you go. So that's how they come up with it. That's how you come up with it. Is there's no discussion. There's just I think that you do this, that, such and such. I watched a video today. Like I've been combing through like different things like this, and I watched a video today of this young lady that was getting interviewed, and she said that he's a racist bigot, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And the young lady was like, "All right, where did you come up with that?" She was like, "I don't know. To be honest, literally all I have ever seen is snippets from him." And because they asked the girl why did she, because she said she felt like he should have died.
I saw that.
Yeah, and they were asking her like, why would you come to that conclusion? And she said, well, you know what, I'm gonna be honest. All I've ever seen from him is clips.
Yeah.
And I've heard from other people. I've never actually seen him say any of this stuff. So it's and she said it's how the media portrays particular people for our side and what the media is feeding us. Yeah. And the thing is this, it's our fault because YouTube you got to understand how the algorithm works.
Yes.
It feeds you things that you like to watch.
And that you watch. So let's say you start with one video.
Yeah.
And you're watching that. Yeah. And you watch it all the way through. It's going to keep feeding you that exact same stuff.
Yeah.
What I learned with my husband is that I was the exact same way. Oh, I'm a sucker for the algorithm. I still am. I end up in all these crazy conspiracies. And he's like, babe, hold up. Wait a minute. And I'm like, oh, shoot, you're right. I'm tripping. Like, I got way too deep into this due to the algorithm.
Yeah.
But if you're unaware of that, this is what happens. Because that's exactly what happened to me. Look, real fast, I voted for Trump the first years around because of where my family's telling me, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, I got way too deep into social media during 2020, all this stuff, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't vote for him, and fell into the thing of thinking that he's horrible and he's racist and all this stuff. And then I fast forward again to where I realized that, oh my gosh, wait, there's an algorithm that is just feeding me all these things once I start on one video, that it just keeps sending me the same stuff and the same stuff. And then from that, it can really persuade you. It can really change you. And especially if it doesn't show you both sides. Yeah. You're only seeing one side. Yeah. You have no idea. Yeah. And so it's just, then it's like really stirring up something inside of you because you're thinking that this is what the reality is. Yeah. But no, there's a whole other side to it. And then my husband's like, let me start looking at the other side and seeing what they have to say.
Well, I'll say what happened was, look, I had no intent of hearing what the other side had to say, but God showed me my emotionalism. Yeah. How it started off with how I dealt with my wife and my emotionalism as to trying to get her to correct things and feeling like I'm so good and I've already corrected stuff. So once the Holy Spirit started dealing with me in that regard, it made me check it made me check the way that I viewed different races. And the first one was I was very racist about white people. Like I ain't even going into Target. I ain't going in Target. Too many white folks up in there. Like so I used to be like that, and like that was one of the things that got checked, because if I was gonna be expressing anything to anybody, or if I was gonna be expressing the truth, it had to be through the love of loving everybody, and I did not love everybody at that point in time. But that was one of the first things I told you. One of the first things that got it must
and
be very important.
And it's funny because it's while you're married to a white woman.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And God's like, what?
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a
Yes,
minute.
wow.
Let me just show you this real quick. Yeah.
But yeah, I completely understood it all.
Yeah.
It was very, once I didn't even have to do too much research. As soon as I found one thing and then I followed the truth, like I followed the truth, and the truth set you free. And,
It does.
And yeah, that's how I understood
100%.
it.
So all that I can ask of someone, if you're here by any chance, I doubt it, you've probably already left or you're mad, but if you are still here, I highly recommend, because we started doing this and applying this, is you know what, let me just see what the other side has to say.
Genuinely.
Let me just watch a whole Charlie Kirk video. Let me just try to give it a chance to see what they're talking about over here. And then next thing you know, the algorithm will start feeding you those so you can see the other side more, and vice versa.
Yeah, most humans love conspiracies.
Yeah.
But you know what what's the craziest thing is that you are being lied to by yourself, by the people who surrounding you. If you don't get out of that echo chamber, you're gonna realize how much you act. Once you get out of the echo chamber and you start listening, drop the emotion and look at the person that's talking as a human being, and listen to him. When Charlie Kirk says, I'm not racist, I'm not all of these things, it's hard to believe that you might, it's so
that
hard
you were
to
that
believe
far
that
into
you
it.
might be being, you know what I'm saying, indoctrinated.
That it's
very
you.
hard.
That
but
it's you.
But you are being indoctrinated and you are believing the wrong thing. You need to, this is why people need to get their hands on Christ. They need to get their relationship right with Christ, and they need to drop the emotionalism and start being finding the truth very important. Reality and truth need to be very important to you people, because you don't realize that you are being indoctrinated. Like and I didn't realize I was being indoctrinated.
I didn't
when
either.
I found out and I started like rationalizing it, and I'm like, yo, how could I? Then after that, I never ever look past the fact that I can be getting tricked or duped again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Once you get out of it, you like, oh, I was in a cult. I was in a cult, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I never thought it would be me. Like that I would be. You gotta question the things you believe and why you believe them. Like, and I'm talking about to the depths of
because the reality, and this is the honest truth, is that even with Christ and following Christ, we do that where we have to check it. Yeah. But guess what? He follows through on all angles, but God does it that way perfectly because it's his design. And you want more faith. That we have more faith. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he'd be like, check me. Question whether, since I was here these last 20 times for you, whether this is a bigger jump that I got in the path that I got you on. This is gonna be a bigger jump, but I want you to question whether you're not going. And then when you do it, that's another. Oh, I trusted God when I didn't think He would, and that's faith. You building that faith. So
that's the beauty of what having a relationship with Christ is.
You can absolutely dig deep.
Yeah.
You can that's why Charlie Kirk can absolutely sit outside and let people talk and go to a mic, and that's why the other side is afraid to go to the mic. They ready to go to silence you.
Yes.
Stop telling me things that might be the truth.
And have you
because
noticed?
I'm afraid of what I might have to change in my life.
Yeah.
And
either one or two things. They're coming with hyper emotion where it's just they can't even fully have a real conversation because they're so emotional, or they're shaking.
Spiritual.
But it's because it is it's spiritual. It's something else going on inside. Yeah. That we're unaware of, you know? So, it's wild. It really is. Let's get back into it, baby. What else you got for me?
This is gonna be the last one.
All right.
The last one.
Thank y'all for sticking around. Yeah. We love doing this. We love you guys. Yeah.
I believe
that Charlie Kirk play is going to keep getting bigger, bigger and bigger.
I believe that there's systemic racism in this society. When an African American defendant comes in front of a judge, they are less likely to be able to plead down their case from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Instead of saying, they really get different sentencing, how about this? Stop committing crimes. Like, I feel so bad that, this guy, I know he shot up a home and killed 2 people, but he really got a tougher sentence than the white guy. Like, you're not winning me over with that, actually. Here's the thing. 50+% of all murders are done by black men. They are 7% of the population, and they do more than half of all the killing in this country. Wow. I am not going to pander and use, I feel your pain and white privilege and sentencing stuff. How about you stop murdering so many people? And I'm not saying that blacks are doing it because they're black. I'm saying they're doing it when you don't have a father around. You are more likely to enter that cycle of violence.
Charlie.
And that was a tough one to swallow this time.
Yeah.
But I had to make sure that I express that I put that in there, because that is the main issue, is no fathers in the home, not having fathers in the home. And also, the fact that you are so, you like, it's like, stop murdering. Why do you care if somebody gets more years for somebody else when they shouldn't have done what they did in the first place? So good riddance of bad rubbish for doing what you did, or take your punishment like a man. Even if the next man got a little bit slighter of a sentence than you, it does not matter. You
still did a crime.
You shouldn't be in that predicament.
Yeah,
you should be doing what's right and true.
You don't know how bad the consequences may be from a decision that you make, and that's the thing.
Yes,
that's the part of being a human, is that I have to take consequences for an action that I chose to make.
Yes.
But we're lacking that, because we're lacking God and we're lacking fathers of making sure that we understand those things, you know? And so, honestly, we're also being overly emotional with things that we take due to no fathers being around, because that's more of a feminine quality. Yeah. So if we start having fathers back in the homes, get y'all some husbands, and making sure that you don't just leave them out of an emotion. Let's work through something. It's worth it. I'm telling you, it's way better for your babies. I know that it's hard to look past of that feeling for yourself of selfishness, but understand that, you know what, maybe it's me with this person because that's all that I can control, but they definitely need their dad. So let me make it work with him. Yeah. I'm telling you, if anybody that's still here, that may help.
I'm not happy. That's because you ain't trying to be happy.
Yeah.
Look, anytime that you ain't happy in a situation, it's 9 times out of 10 it's because you ain't trying to be happy.
Yep.
You can't keep it look, or you keep changing partners, and this is for the women. If you keep changing partners, then the chances are, like, you just picking bad. Yeah. Like, you picking really bad, man. Yeah. Like, stop picking so bad. Yeah. But beyond that, if I had to say something to the men in those situations, we're called to not look at her, not be in her phone, not be all up in her business. You still to be following your purpose, and then she's gonna follow you. Yeah. And if she doesn't, she's gonna fall off. Yeah. If she's not what God called, if a woman don't understand the purpose that or see what God got on your life, they're not good for you no way. So they're gonna fall off the other end. You ain't gotta worry about that. But 9 times out of 10, I'll say, a lot of men don't get married, or they don't get in situations to be an example to other young men because they trying to find the hottest woman on planet Earth before they settle down. Yeah. That's not. Listen, I can't speak for you. I gotta say, I mean,
that's what I thought.
Yes, my woman's hot, but I'm just saying that, like,
hey, God, I'm sure you can say that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I love y'all.
But I'm saying that, you just
just understand that this life isn't about you.
Yeah, it ain't about you.
When we realize that, that's when that peace comes in that Jesus says that you can have here on earth.
Yeah,
because the best feeling is serving others.
You want to see a better generation?
Yeah.
You get married. You be an example. Yeah. You be around some younger kids who see your marriage, and because they're gonna long for that. Yeah. If it looks correct, it feels correct, and it's of God, people are drawn to that. Yeah. I understand. That's why we have people on our reaction channel. People tell us in the comments all the time that they're drawn to the marriage that we have. Yeah. So if we feel like, even when we argue, we put that into consideration. Yeah. When we have an issue or something like that, is this issue bigger than what God is calling our marriage to be and calling us to do? Oh, yeah. So we need to correct this, because this is up here is where our purpose is, and right here is where this petty argument is. Yeah. Do you understand? That ain't nothing. Yeah. We sometimes we just argue just to exercise it because we, you know what I'm saying? But we know at the end of the day, once we're doing the conversation, okay, you know we got a purpose, right? Yeah. So we need to do all of this and clear it up and get back to what we were doing, because that's
because the truth is that isn't that how you want to be with your person anyway? Yeah. Once I realized that a lot of it was me and my choice of how you want to live each and every day. Oh wait, I have an amazing marriage. Oh, wait, I have an amazing life. Yep. So there's no reason for me to even feel away or keep this feeling when I could just easily decide, you know what? Regardless, I'm going to just have a good day. And I'm going to be happy and I'm going to be joyful and appreciative that I opened my eyes today and that I get to enjoy life. That is the beauty and the blessing of what life is. Because trust me, you don't want it to keep going by you. And so it's just remember that each and every day is up to you how you're going to live it. You can't choose how someone else is going to do it, no matter how bad you want to. So
if y'all want us to react to like marriage clips and stuff and express more marriage stuff, bro, we can do that. But right now it's the focus is Charlie and what he. But marriage is a focus in something
that was
that he
a huge thing,
and exactly what God called us to express and what we. So we probably do some of those. Just tell me in the comments if you lasted this long and you like this long form content. Tell us in the comments if you want us to do marriage clips or send us marriage clips, and then we can react to those.
100%. But we love y'all. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next one.